She had on a rather stylish, long black dress that reached right to the ground, and she wore black gloves that came up to her elbows. Unlike the others, she wasn't wearing a hat. She didn't look like a witch at all, but she couldn't possibly not be one. Otherwise, what on earth was she doing up there on the platform? And why, for heaven's sake, were all the other witches gazing at her with such a mixture of adoration and awe and fear? Very slowly, the young lady on the platform raised her hands to her face. I saw her gloved fingers unhooking something behind her ears, and then she caught hold of her cheeks and lifted her face clean away. The whole of that pretty face came away in her hands. It was a mask. As she took off the mask, she turned sideways and placed it carefully upon a small table nearby. And when she turned round again and faced us, I very nearly screamed out loud. That face of hers was the most frightening thing I have ever seen. And just looking at it gave the shapes all over. It was so crumpled and risen, so shrunken and shriveled. It looked as though it had been pickled in vinegar. It was a fearsome and ghastly sight. There was something terribly wrong with it, something foul and putrid and decayed. It seemed quite literally to be rotting away at the edges and in the middle of the face, around the mouth and cheeks. I could see the skin all cankered and wormy, as though the maggots were working away in there. There are times when something is so frightful you become mesmerized by it. You can't look away. I was like that. I was transfixed. I was numbed. I was magnetized by the sheer horror of this woman's features, but there was more to it than that. There was a look of serpents in those eyes of hers as they flashed around the audience. I knew immediately, of course, that this was none other than the Grand High Witch herself. I knew also why she was wearing a mask. She could never have moved around in public, let alone book into a hotel with her real face. Anyone who saw her would have run away screaming. The dwarf! Shouted the Grand High Witch in a voice that filled the room and bounced around the walls. Are they chained and bolted? The doors are chained and bolted, Your Grandness, answered a voice in the audience. The brilliant snake's eyes that were so deep in that dreadful, rotting, wormy face glared unblinkingly at the witches who sat facing her. You may remove your gloves!
Nothing makes sense. I'm on my way to the second reading. It's at the stadium. That's where I am. I'm supposed to go to gate 3. So I turned onto the walkway to the stadium, and it was gate 1. And there was only one way to go, so I'm following the walkway. Walking. The next thing I see is gate 7, so I have some nice time. And gate 3 is on the opposite side of the building. Easiest way to get there. Go all the way back the way I came, past gate 1, take a right, walk past the castle, turn right at some hotel, and then it'll be there. I've got 15 minutes to retrace my steps and find this, or I'm not going to be let in.
My four friends and I had come across a loose floorboard at the back of the classroom, and when we prized it up with the blade of a pocket knife, we discovered a big hollow space underneath. This, we decided, would be our secret hiding place for sweets and other small treasures such as conkers and monkey nuts and birds' eggs. Every afternoon, when the last lesson was over, the 5 of us would wait until the classroom had emptied, then we'd lift up the floorboard and examine our secret hoard, perhaps adding to it or taking something away. One day when we lifted it up, we found a dead mouse lying among our treasures. It was an exciting discovery. Thwaites took it out by its tail and waved it in front of our faces. "What shall we do with it?" he cried. "It stinks," someone shouted. "Throw it out the window, quick." "Hold on a tick," I said. "Don't throw it away." Thwaites hesitated. They all looked at me. When writing about oneself, one must strive to be truthful. Truth is more important than modesty. I must tell you, therefore, that it was I and I alone who had the idea for the great, daring mouse plot. We all have our moments of brilliance and glory, and this was mine. Why don't we, I said, slip it into one of Mrs. Pratchett's jars of sweets. Then, when she puts her dirty hand in to grab a handful, she'll grab a stinky, dead mouse instead. The other four stared at me in wonder. Then, as the sheer genius of the plot began to sink in, they all started grinning. They slapped me on the back, they cheered me and danced around the classroom. We'll do it today, they cried. We'll do it on the way home. You had the idea, they said to me, so you can be the one to put the mouse in the jar. Thwaites handed me the mouse. I put it in my trouser pocket. Then the five of us left the school, crossed the village green, and headed for the sweet shop. We were tremendously jazzed up. We felt like a gang of desperados setting out to rob a train or blow up the sheriff's office. Make sure you put it into a jar which is used often, somebody said. I'm putting it in gobstoppers, I said. The gobstopper jar is never behind the counter. I've got a penny, Thwaite said, so I'll ask for one sherbet socker and one bootlace. And while she turns away to get them, you slip the mouse in quickly with the gobstoppers. Thus, everything was arranged. We were strutting a little as we entered the shop. We were the victors now, and Mrs. Pratchett was the victim. She stood behind the counter, and her small, malignant pig eyes watched us suspiciously as we came forward. One sherbet socker, please, Thwaite said to her, holding out his penny. I kept to the rear of the group, and when I saw Mrs. Pratchett turn her head away for a couple of seconds to fish a sherbet sucker out of the box, I lifted the heavy glass lid of the gobstopper jar and dropped the mouse in. Then I replaced the lid as silently as possible. My heart was thumping like mad and my hands had gone all sweaty. And one bootlace, please, I heard Thwaite saying. When I turned around, I saw Mrs. Pratchett holding out the bootlace in her filthy fingers. I don't want all the lot of you trooping in here if only one of you is buying, she screamed at us. Now beat it, go on, get out! As soon as we were outside, we broke into a run. Did you do it? They shouted at me. Of course I did, I cried. Well done you, they cried. What a super show. I felt like a hero. I was a hero. It was marvellous to be so popular. Yeah.
This one might be my favorite. Sleepy sloth. Yeah. We're done with the readings. Both did a really, really great job. So here we are in the park of the castle, B-U-T, that's how it's spelled. And we're getting ready for the pajama party, which starts in 10 minutes. I am not in pajamas. I'm in yoga pants and this cute top. There are a ton of people here. Like an absolute ton, and there's so much going on. So if you can see, we have so many people here. It's insane. And then over here, they're getting a hot air balloon ready. According to all of the stuff, there's a pajama party happening with a very, very large pillow fight. I don't have a pillow. Most of these people here don't look like they have pillows, so I don't know how that's gonna work, if they're giving us pillows to use or if we're just watching a pillow fight, there's a giant aisle in the middle of the crowd clear. I don't know if it's for safety or if they're doing a parade. A little while ago, there was a giant float with giant table and food on it floated by. Or what's going on? I have no idea. It's just complete chaos, but everybody's really having a good time and just something in my eye. And even with all the chaos, it's not like, I keep saying it's not like in the US, like nobody's selling things, which in my opinion is a shame because I could really use a bottle of water. And in fact, I'm gonna go see if they still have food trucks today. I know they did yesterday because I could really use something to drink. And I saw one guy pushing a carriage full of like light up toys and stuff. But otherwise there's nothing for sale. There's nobody fighting and pushing. Like when there's crowds, everybody just waits patiently until it clears, and it's just so different. There's cheering. Let's go see what's happening.
You've seen the peach? The peculiar plum peach. You've seen it, have you? Yeah. It's delightful, isn't it? We've procured that just for your delight. Here, I think? Yes. Over here! No, that's the Oberon stage. You must go and see the Oberon stage. So many things happening there. It's quite a delight. Yeah, we organise everything specially for you. Yeah. You're all having a good time though?
Yes.
Good time, Lily. Good to hear it. Sun, who would have thought it? It's September. It did cost us extra. It cost us quite a lot to get sun, just for you guys. Just for you, all of you. I'm glad you're all here to enjoy it.
And they are on Mr. Hazel's land. Do you know who Mr. Hazel is?
All of the pheasants are asleep in the trees.
Well, he's not a very nice man, really,
And Danny
is he?
just asked the kids to help him get them. So I imagine it's going to be a mad dash in a minute.
He's driving around in a fancy Rolls Royce. If you see him, don't tell him we know where his presence is, okay?
Ooh, that one has a broken neck.
Okay?
These are really pretty. Oh, I like this one.
Cool, thank you. So, also, because he's such a mean man, we have now got people helping us catch the pheasants. The vicar's wife, Mrs. Clipstone, is going to help.
As soon as Danny said, you're gonna go look for pheasants, people went and started looking before he said go. So now you have all of these people running in the woods looking for pheasants. And then they're supposed to take the pheasants over to his caravan, so I'm gonna just kind of follow the crowd to go find his caravan. Danny and his caravan.
Oh, did you? Which that lady? Oh. Sorry. Thank you.
One for Dad and one for the little one. Then Dad cried, "Golly gosh, gee whiz for Christ, how hot this porridge is. Let's take a walk along the streets until it's good enough to eat." He asked, and anyone is told is good for people on the whole. It makes your appetite improve. It also helps to make your bowels move. No proper wife would dare to question such a sensible suggestion. Avanti! Grazie! Ciao!
I don't know what's going on, but there's these people under hoops and things, laying on mattresses, reading books. And I kind of want to just join them. And then there's this cool sculpture, aviary, not aviary, topiary. Alright, you guys, I have the new big challenge to hit booktube. It's called acrobatic reading. All you need is a rope and a high tree and a book. You can even include hooping. You guys, I'm just in awe. Seriously, it can be really hard to find a comfortable reading position. This girl just keeps going higher and higher. They were like climbing ropes and doing acrobatics and stuff and reading their books. I am very impressed. And now I think I'm just gonna kind of hang out in this little grove of trees for a while, rest my feet, maybe do some of my own reading, not on a rope. Somebody comes and doesn't know what happened, they're going to think a bunch of geese and birds got totally brutally murdered here. There's so many feathers. They've captured the fantastic Mr. Fox. He's coming through on screen. You can see the truck, so we're going to try and catch up with him. They're leading him in a cage, chained up, with a marching band leading the way. Hello. right next to you, okay?
And we are about to finish him off.
Aww.
Dad, I'm over here.
Slow it down, slow it
Of course, Miss Trunchbull is one of the ones bringing him in.
Is our number one priority. Be careful of your tippy toes. Hold on to those.
Poor Mr. Fox.
Save Mr. Fox! Save Mr. Fox! Save Mr. Fox!
Oh no, it's a coffin for Mr. Fox. Here's the whole Fox family.
with the key to our wonderful city. May you always feel welcome and at home here. Well done. Thank you very much.
I will always keep this close to my heart. Well, everyone, it's been the most amazing weekend. We have had the most amazing time in your beautiful city, but like all good things, they have to end. And we have to be on our way now and continue on our journey. But before we go, Mr. Cricket has a short tune that he would like to play for you. Cardiff Fantasia in D major for Cricket Swing, more colloquially known as It's Hardly Cricket. Time to go. Thank you, Cardiff. Thank you for the time of our lives.
Was a lovely way to spend an afternoon. I don't think I ever talked to you guys really about the readings. The readings were really cool. So I went to 2 different ones. It was really cool to hear Doll's words through people who know how to act and know what they're doing with storytelling. And it was really cool too to be in locations that I, as a visitor, would never have seen otherwise. The Senate room and the VIP box of the stadium there. And I think probably a lot of people in Cardiff haven't seen those places either. So that was really cool. I do wish like I could have just readings hopped if that was a thing, just like went from place to place. I didn't realize how quick they were going to be and how cool the locations were going to be. I think that's probably my one regret of the day. Yeah, but the readings were very enjoyable. I met a woman at the first one. She was in line ahead of me with her young son, and we started just chatting like weather comments and got on to chatting about why I was there and why I was alone. And she was actually at my second reading as well, and she had 2 friends with her, and she had told those friends about me and how I was a blogger and all that stuff. So I was chatting with them for a few minutes before that second reading, gave them my cards and all that kind of stuff. And one of them is actually an author. Crystal Perkins is her name. She writes like everything: romantic comedy, romantic suspense, young adult, new adult, horror. I'll put the link to her website down below. She seemed like a cool person. I didn't get the other two ladies' names, unfortunately, but it was really nice to meet them and just have like friendly conversation and stuff beforehand and talk about books. And everybody was so excited to be there. It was really, really nice. And so after the readings, what did I do after the reading? So I ended up going to the park and I hung out there for the rest of the day until everything was over at 5. It was really fun. I kind of just wandered around for a while. There were so many people there. Like an insane amount of people were at this party in their pajamas. It was so much fun. But my favorite part for sure were the reading acrobats. That was the coolest thing. They were all just hanging there. And I'm sure I put in a lot of clips because they were my favorite thing of the day. Watching them hang upside down and like reading and all of that. I think it was so much fun and such a creative use of their talents for this event. So cool. I spent probably at least an hour over there just like, and I would watch them, and then when they were taking their breaks, I was writing in my journal or reading or whatever, and then I'd stop and watch them again, and then I'd go back to my stuff. It was a really, really cool thing. Yeah, I just can't get over how many people were there. It was like everywhere I went, there was a giant crowd of people. Like, I tried to show it to you, but no, there was probably like 3 times as many people as you saw on the picture. Because there was that giant field with the stage, well, with the 2 stages, but then there was like another field off to one side that was fairly packed, and there was another field off to the other side that was totally packed. And then there were just people milling about everywhere. It was insane. And Mr. Fox got captured, and that was so well done and really fun, if that's the right word for watching Mr. Fox go away in chains. It was kind of like this hush went over the whole crowd and as these scenes were going through on the video, and I'm like, I remember this happening. And I'm kind of realizing like, oh, this is happening live. And I'm looking around and I saw the flashing lights and went running over. I didn't run. I walked quickly, but I got over there just in time to get the footage that you saw. I think that was a really cool idea that they had, that Mr. Fox was running around causing mayhem and mischief the whole weekend, and then the farmers catch him. And that was just a really cool thing. I just think it was fantastic. The whole weekend was really well done. Good job to the City of the Unexpected crew, planning, team, people. You did a great job. I kept having little thoughts of like, why is that not blocked off? Nobody's touching it. Like, what is happening? Coming from the US, it was so calm and peaceful, and like, there were very few police officers around, like actual police officers. There were the Ministry of the Predictable people walking around, but as far as like real police officers go, there were only like a handful. Like maybe half a dozen that I saw during the entire day. Nothing was roped off. Nothing was like sectioned off. There were no arrows of like where to walk. There was very little in the realm of crowd control. And yet everything was so calm, so orderly, and everybody was polite. There wasn't a single fight. There wasn't anybody trying to touch things they shouldn't. There was like, people were nice, which is a strange thing coming from the US to see in a crowd of thousands of people. It was a little bit of a culture shock, but it was a good culture shock. I mean, like, even with the little parade things going by, they didn't block off the footpath or anything. They just started walking with like 2 people out in front saying, everybody stay on the grass, please stay on the grass. And that was it. And everybody immediately stayed on the grass. Like, what the heck? People actually follow directions here. It was amazing. So today was a really nice day. It was a really great way to wrap up this weekend of doll. I still have a few things on my list to do towards my doll trip. I've got one thing on this side of the river that I'm going to go to tomorrow, the Wonder Crump World of Roald Dahl, and then the museum, National Museum, the thing on Quentin Blake. Tomorrow's going to be kind of laid back and low-key, and I'm very excited about it. And then on Wednesday, I head up to Knutsford for the Right Like Doll event, which will be my last thing of the trip. It's very sad that it's kind of coming to an end, but at the same time, I still have 5 days. So I have to keep telling myself, like, it's not actually ending yet. You still have 5 days. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this day. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part was, and also let me know what doll character you would love to meet. I hope you have a splendorific day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.